Venice is pretty charming, look. Wherever you turn, you're given these difficult decisions on which road you should take. If you're like me, then this morning, this fairly warm September morning, it can be quite difficult to decide exactly where to go. There's a downside as well, loads of tourists. They've all got their suitcases. So whilst yes, the architecture, everything around is charming, you also get the feeling it's over-touristed, and yeah, understandably, I guess. I feel a bit torn. The Trousers Hotel. Try not to use Google Maps like I usually do, and look, somebody's playing a trick on us. We've got arrows pointing in both directions, so who knows where we're going. Let's try this way. Oh, but this looks more appealing. Look at that bridge. This is the never-ending dilemma you have when you're in Venice. If you're like me and you've just arrived in the city and you're just going for a wander, it's very easy to keep finding yourself in dead ends. And even at what, 10:30 in the morning as it is now, the smell of seafood wafts through the air, being cooked in the restaurants already ready for the tourists, and I guess some of the locals to go and sample some of the local delicacies at lunchtime. What's quite useful is that the main sites that you might want to see when you come to Venice, they display directions to them on the sides of the buildings. So you won't get lost. You don't need Google Maps here. €13 for a large beer. Wow. Not sure how big it is, but seems a bit excessive to me. It just feels so unnatural. I mean, the city's beautiful, look. Buildings, the culture, the history all around you. And it feels like it's being consumed by mass tourism. You've got people sitting there eating pizza and drinking cocktails at 11 in the morning. That's not what one of the locals would do, you know? You know, Spain, the country which I know best, probably apart from the UK, my home country, of course. You go there and you can't get a meal at a certain time of day because that's how the culture is, it's siesta. You can't get a meal now because we're all sleeping. Whereas here they're just catering to it. They're just going along with what the mass tourist wants. Everything on demand. Eggs and bacon. The Americans next to me at breakfast today complaining that it's not like back home. You know, the kind of thing. But it is beautiful. Look at this. Wow. You can see why so many people come here. See that guy there, selling gondola rides. How much do you reckon it is to ride a gondola? The lowest price I've seen, €80. Supply and demand, you know, I guess. All of you lovely ladies out there who dream of going to Venice for your honeymoon or whatever, you think about riding on a gondola. And if everybody coming here, all of these tourists here, look, thousands of them, want to ride a gondola, then the canals are going to be absolutely chock-a-block, aren't they? So they raise the price. So only the rich ones can do it. Only the people who really, really want to do it. Okay, so here you go, yeah, €80, maximum of 5 people, personalised and standard daytime tour, 30 minutes. Okay, and then €100 for a night tour, 35 minutes. Okay, this is a bit more my style. Look, a spritz, €3.50, Prosecco as well, nice. Ciao. Oh wow, look at this. What a view just from this like pontoon with a public transport boat, look. One of the best views I've seen so far, lovely. Canals instead of roads, basically. Not seen a car for hours. See, look, you pay €80 for this gondola ride, and then you got this typical Italian, you know, kind of alpha male shouting at each other, so it's not a very peaceful ride. I'm just saying, cazzo, pazzo, che palle, you know how they are. All dramatic and stuff. I would definitely advise walking down these kinds of streets, seeing where the real Venetians live, look. Wow. So peaceful compared to the tourist hubs, just 100 meters or so away. Look, even down there. So old, almost unmaintained. This is the Venice I wanted to see, look. Got this entire canal to myself right now. If you come here, go off those main streets because you find these little gems. Now this is a typical Italian coffee shop, love it. Tiny, you just stop by, have your espresso, don't stay long, have a quick chat and then you go.
Era il 29 di dicembre del 2019.
Guarda che noi l'abbiamo preso prima che venisse fuori. Morire.
Oh, it's good. How much do you reckon that little authentic experience set me back? €2, €3, maybe €4 you paid for a coffee in a famous city centre. Well, €1.30. There you go, live like a local, look for the hole in the wall, go there. An authentic experience and you'll pay less as well. Found a place with an even cheaper Aperol spritz, look, €2 here on this little corner. I feel like I've stumbled into like the student district or something. Look what they got here. Calzone kebab. Should you give it a try? I probably would after a few. It really is easy to lose yourself in the city, look. There's a train station where I arrived last night. And I stayed over there. I've just been walking around the city and somehow, without trying, I've ended up back where I started. Without once going back down the same street. Incredible. If you are using the signs on the buildings, do keep paying attention because I keep wandering off down different streets, keep going the wrong way. Can you believe going to toilet in Venice costs more than a coffee? It's amazing just how many little bars and eateries there are. You feel like you want to go in every single one, try everything on the menu. The streets just smell delicious. Wow, I can't imagine travelling like that. Alright, this is the Rialto Bridge and now I'm going to cross it to go over to St Mark's Square. Apparently one of the must-see places. It's at the end of the Rialto Bridge. There's a Hard Rock Cafe. Oh dear. Mass tourism.
Aber waren Sie schon mal in Baden-Württemberg?
My word, it's busy. Here we are then, the famous St Mark's Square. It's okay. Maybe a bit underwhelming. I mean, it's big. It's pretty on this side, look. Okay, the more you look, the more there is to see. If you come in through the entrance that I did, then it's yeah, a little bit underwhelming. But look at this tower. And the basilica, with scaffolding and works at the front, of course. And just look at the massive queue to go inside the basilica. So many tourists, people selling tat. It's just like any other big tourist area, really. I much prefer the places that we were earlier. walking around those little side streets, having a little coffee, you know, that kind of thing. But there is a lot of beauty here. You can see why it's popular. And this square opens out kind of onto the sea, I guess. The canals are much wider here. You can almost call it a river. It's an unusual setting. It is nice. And you've got a big dome over there as well. Okay, when you look at it from this angle, yeah, maybe I start to get the hype a little bit. Look at that. Okay, here behind me is the Bridge of Sighs. I've spent many years when I've been doing educational trips to Oxford in my home country, telling people about the Bridge of Sighs there, based on this one. And now I look at it, it's almost nothing like it. It's only really similar in that it connects two buildings. Maybe the architecture's a bit similar. The Bridge of Sighs in Oxford, it's almost more like the Rialto Bridge in this one. Honestly, I prefer some other famous squares, I think. The Grand Place in Brussels, the Plaza Mayor in Salamanca, both cities that I've lived in, so maybe there's a little bit of a bias there. But this is just too big. Too much ready almost for this over-tourism we get now. And of course there's a lovely history behind it, which you can go and find out on other YouTube channels, of course. But it's just not really my kind of thing, that square. These gondola dudes, they really do have to duck to go under these little bridges. Alright, so we're crossing over the river now in this little gondola boat. 70 cents, much better than that €80 that we saw earlier. How they deal with the money. So there we go, not a bad way to spend 70 cents there. Yeah, but be careful, because you sit on the side and it could be very easy for the things you've got to fall out of your pocket. Alright, so I found maybe the cheapest spritz in town, $1.70. Look at that. Liquid lunch. Okay, so now I'm on the steps of the church San Nicola Tolentino. And yeah, just to conclude the video really, sorry I didn't get to show you any Italian food. I'll do that in my next video. A couple of videos planned here whilst I'm in Italy. Do I think Venice is overrated? No, I do not. Venice is definitely worth visiting. Do I think it's overhyped? Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's a great place to visit, really cool, plenty to see and do. But what I would say is there are lots of very famous things, lots of very touristic things that you can see and do. And yeah, go have a quick look. Try and go maybe early morning when there are not so many crowds, and then do what I've kind of done this morning and go and get lost in the side streets, because that's where the real fun is at. That's where you find your little bargains, that's where you really experience a little bit of the Italian culture. A spritz for €1.70, a little coffee for €1.30, fantastic. Obviously, of course, it's an incredible place with you know, like I was saying, canals instead of roads and all of this kind of thing. A city really built in the sea, and it's incredible, really incredible. I've never been to a place like it before. So yeah, great to be back here in Italy. Alright then guys, I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to be showing you the other side of Venice next, so stay tuned for that. And also I'm going to visit a lesser known town in the region as well. So take care guys, and keep travelling wherever you are. Whoa, that little spritz has gone to my head quickly. They're a lot more potent than they look. Alright, so in 2021, last year, they were celebrating 1,600 years of the formation of the city. So it's not as old as I thought it was. This is the Piazza Roma, Piazzale Roma, whatever they call it, main transport hub. So you've got the train station over there, you've got this modern bridge, not so nice. So yeah, this is very possibly where you'll start your Venetian adventure if you do come here.